The red dust of New Jinju swirled around Hana Park's boots as she climbed the rocky hill. Her scanner beeped steadily in her hand, tracking the strange energy signature that had appeared 3 hours ago. As a xenobiologist, she had seen many odd things on this mining colony, but this reading was different. It was alive. Hana pushed her dark hair behind her ear and squinted at the horizon. The twin suns were setting, painting the sky in shades of purple and orange. She should head back to the research station soon, but curiosity pulled her forward. That was always her weakness. Her late husband used to joke that curiosity would get her killed one day. She tried not to think about him or their daughter. 2 years had passed since the pirate raid, but the pain still felt fresh. The scanner's beeping grew faster. She was close. Over the next ridge, Hana stopped in her tracks. A ship lay crashed in the valley below, half buried in red sand. But this was no ordinary vessel. Its surface was black and smooth, covered in symbols she had never seen before. The design was ancient, nothing like the modern ships that came to New Jinju. Hana activated her comm device. "This is Park Hanada Research Station. I found a crashed vessel at coordinates 772. Requesting backup." Static crackled in her ear. The colony's communications had been unreliable lately. She waited, but no response came. Hana looked at the crashed ship. She should wait for backup. That was protocol. But the energy signature was weakening. If something inside needed help, it might not survive until morning. She made her decision and started down the slope. The ship's hull had cracked open on impact. Hana approached carefully, her heart pounding. Inside, the air smelled strange, like ozone and something sweet she could not name. Emergency lights flickered in the darkness, casting red shadows on the walls. "Hello?" Hana called out. "Is anyone here? I want to help." Silence answered her. She moved deeper into the ship, following the energy signature on her scanner. The corridor opened into a large chamber. Hana gasped. In the center of the room lay a creature unlike anything she had ever seen. It was massive, with scales that shimmered like oil on water, 4 legs ending in claws, wings folded against its sides, and a long serpentine neck leading to a head with closed eyes. A dragon. But that was impossible. Dragons were myths from old Earth stories. Hana approached slowly. The creature's chest barely moved. It was dying. Around its neck hung a metal collar covered in the same strange symbols from the ship's exterior. The collar sparked and hissed, burning into the dragon's flesh. "Oh no," Hana whispered. She pulled out her medical kit and approached the dragon's head. "I am going to help you. Please do not be afraid." The dragon's eye opened just a sliver. It was golden like a sun, and held such intelligence that Hana felt her breath catch. The dragon looked at her, and somehow Hana understood. It was not afraid. It was grateful. The dragon's gaze shifted to something behind it. Hana followed the look and saw a pedestal with a single egg resting on top. The egg was the size of her torso, white with veins of gold running through it. It pulsed with a soft inner light. The dragon made a sound, low and rumbling. Then its eye closed for the last time. The massive chest stopped moving. Hana felt tears on her cheeks. She had not even known this creature, but its death hurt her heart. "I am sorry," she whispered. "I am so sorry I could not save you." The egg pulsed brighter. Hana walked to the pedestal. She reached out slowly and touched the egg's surface. It was warm like skin. The moment her fingers made contact, the egg began to crack. No, wait," Hana said, pulling her hand back. "I did not mean to," but the egg continued cracking. Pieces of shell fell away and light poured from inside. Hana shielded her eyes. When the light faded, she lowered her hand and looked. A small dragon sat where the egg had been. It was no bigger than a cat, with scales that shifted between blue and silver. Tiny wings fluttered on its back. It had the same golden eyes as the dead dragon, but these were bright with curiosity and life. The hatchling looked at Hana and chirped. The sound was musical, like bells. "Hello," Hana said softly. "Are you okay, little one?" The hatchling jumped from the pedestal and landed in Hana's arms. It nuzzled against her chest, purring. Hana felt something shift inside her, like a door opening in her mind. Suddenly, she could feel what the dragon felt. Joy, love, recognition, mother. The word appeared in her thoughts, but it was not her own voice. It was ancient and young at the same time. "I am not your mother," Hana said, confused. "I'm just a human who found you." "Mother." The thought came again, stronger this time. The dragon looked up at her with absolute trust. Hana held the small creature close. "Okay," she said quietly. "I will take care of you. I promise," the dragon purred louder. Hana's comm device suddenly crackled to life. "Park Hana, this is the research station. We received your message. Are you safe?" Hana looked at the hatchling in her arms, then at the dead dragon on the floor. She had a feeling that everything was about to change. "I am safe," she said into the comm. "But I need you to send my brother a message. Tell Taeyang I need him to come to New Jinju immediately. It is an emergency." "Understood. Is there anything else?" Hana looked at the dragon hatchling. Its eyes were closing as it fell asleep in her arms. "Yes," she said. "Prepare the quarantine lab. I am bringing back a specimen that needs to be kept secret. No one else can know about this. No one." There was a pause. "Copy that, Dr. Park. We will be ready." Hana ended the call. She looked around the ship one more time. The symbols on the walls seemed to glow faintly now, as if responding to the hatchling's presence. She could not read them, but somehow she knew they were important. She took pictures with her scanner, then carefully wrapped the sleeping dragon in her jacket. "I will call you Bomb," she whispered to the sleeping creature. "It means spring, because you are a new beginning." As Hana left the crashed ship, she did not notice the small device hidden in the corner of the chamber. It activated the moment the egg hatched, sending a signal out into deep space, a signal that would travel faster than light to reach distant worlds, a signal that said, "A dragon has awakened, a heart has been chosen," and across the galaxy, in the throne rooms and war chambers of a dozen empires, alarms began to sound. Ancient protocols were activated. Fleets were mobilized. The hunt was beginning. But Hana did not know any of this yet. She only knew that she held something precious in her arms, something that needed her protection. She had lost her family once. She would not lose this new life that had chosen her. She walked back toward the research station under the darkening sky, carrying the dragon that would change everything. 3 days after Hana found Bomb, her brother Taeyang arrived at New Jinju. He was a tall man with a weathered face and suspicious eyes. He captained a merchant ship called the Morning Star, trading goods between human colonies. When he walked into Hana's quarantine lab, his expression was not happy. "You said emergency," Taeyang said. "I traveled 4 days through dangerous space." "This better be good, little sister," Hana smiled. She held out her arms. Curled in them was Bomb, now the size of a large dog. The dragon had grown incredibly fast. Its scales shimmered as it slept, breathing softly. Taeyang froze. His mouth opened, but no words came out. "Meet Bomb," Hana said quietly. "My daughter." "That is a dragon," Taeyang finally said. "Hana, that is a dragon. Dragons are not real. They are myths. They are very real." Hana stroked Bomb's head. The dragon stirred and opened one golden eye. When Bomb saw Taeyang, the dragon sat up and chirped curiously. Taeyang took a step back. "Where did you find it?" Hana explained everything. The crashed ship, the dying dragon, the egg. As she spoke, Taeyang's face grew more worried. "You need to get rid of it," he said when she finished. "Hana, do you understand what you have? Every government in the galaxy will want this creature. As a weapon, as a prize, as something to study and control. I cannot give Bomb away," Hana said firmly. "We are bonded. I can feel what Bomb feels. We are connected. That is exactly why you need to—" Taeyang stopped as his comm device beeped urgently. He checked it and his face went pale. "We have a problem. A big one." He showed Hana the screen. It displayed a news broadcast from the Galactic Council. The headline read, "Dragon detected on human colony. Multiple fleets en route." "How did they know?" Hana whispered. "Does it matter?" Taeyang grabbed her arm. "We need to leave, now. My ship is ready. Pack whatever you need and let us go." Hana looked around her lab. This had been her home for 3 years. But Taeyang was right. Staying meant capture or death for both her and Bomb. "Give me 10 minutes, she said. They left New Jinju that night. Hana, Taeyang, Bomb, and 3 crew members from the Morning Star. One was a young human engineer named Jiho, barely 20 years old but brilliant with ship systems. The others were experienced spacers who asked no questions. For 2 weeks they ran. The Morning Star was fast but not built for combat. Behind them, scanner readings showed multiple ships in pursuit. The Veteran Hierarchy sent a battle cruiser. The Crystalline Communion sent energy scouts. Criminal syndicates sent hunters. Everyone wanted the dragon. Bomb continued growing. By the end of the first week, the dragon was the size of a horse. Hana could no longer carry Bomb in her arms. The dragon stayed in the cargo bay, but every night Hana slept there beside Bomb. Their bond grew stronger each day. Hana discovered she was changing too. Her reflexes became faster. Once a tool fell from a shelf and she caught it without looking, her hand moving before her mind registered the danger. Another time, a pipe burst and steam sprayed toward her face. She felt the heat coming and moved away before the pipe even cracked. "The bond is changing you," Taeyang observed one morning. He looked worried. "You are becoming something more than human." "I am still me," Hana insisted. But she was not sure if that was true anymore. Their fuel ran low. They had to stop at a supply station in the Cheongsan asteroid field. It was a dangerous place, full of criminals and smugglers, but they had no choice. While Jiho refueled the ship, Hana stayed with Bomb in the cargo bay. The dragon was restless, pacing back and forth. Through their bond, Hana felt Bomb's anxiety. "What is wrong?" Hana asked. "Danger." The word formed in her mind in Bomb's ancient voice. "They come." Hana ran to the bridge. "Taeyang, we need to leave now." But it was too late. A Vethran battlecruiser dropped out of hyperspace right in front of them. It was enormous, 3 times the size of the Morning Star. Weapons locked onto their position. "This is Commander Mira of the Vethran hierarchy," a voice said over the comm. "Surrender the dragon immediately. You have 1 minute to comply." Taeyang looked at Hana. "What do we do?" Hana felt Bomb's presence in her mind. The dragon wanted to fight. Bomb was strong enough now to destroy that ship. Hana could feel the power coiling inside her companion, ready to be unleashed. But Hana remembered the dead dragon in the crashed ship. The collar that had burned its flesh. The look of pain in those golden eyes. "No more killing," Hana whispered. "There has been enough death." She opened a comm channel. "Commander Mira, this is Dr. Hana Park. I cannot give you Bomb, but I do not want violence. Please let us go in peace." The response was cold. "You have 30 seconds. On the Vethran ship, Hana saw movement through the view screen. Something was being prepared. She recognized it from ancient texts she had read in the crashed ship's database. A control collar. They were going to force it onto Bomb. The dragon roared in the cargo bay. The sound shook the entire ship. "Hana," Taeyang said urgently. "They are launching boarding pods." Hana closed her eyes. She felt Bomb's rage through their bond. The dragon wanted to protect her, wanted to destroy their enemies. But Hana also felt something else beneath the rage. Fear. Bomb was still young, still learning. The dragon was afraid of being controlled, afraid of losing Hana. "I will not let them take you," Hana said aloud. "I promise." She opened herself to the bond completely. Power flooded into her, ancient and vast. Her eyes began to glow with golden light. She walked to the cargo bay where Bomb waited. The dragon looked at her. "Mother?" "Together," Hana said. "We do this together. But we do not kill. We show them mercy." "Why mercy?" "They show us none." "Because," Hana said, touching Bomb's scaled face, "we must be better than them." That is what mothers teach their children. To be better. The boarding pods attached to the Morning Star's hull. Vethran soldiers began cutting through. Taeyang and his crew grabbed weapons, preparing to fight. But Hana and Bomb stepped into the corridor. When the first soldiers broke through, they found themselves facing a woman with glowing eyes and a dragon with scales that shimmered like stars. "Stop," Hana said. Her voice carried power that made the soldiers freeze. "You will not hurt my family. You will not take Bomb, but I will not hurt you either." One soldier laughed. "You are surrounded. You have no choice." "I always have a choice," Hana said. She reached out with her mind through Bomb, through the bond that connected them. She felt the energy that powered the Vethran ship, the systems that kept it running, the control collar they planned to use. And she turned it all off. On the battle cruiser, every system failed at once. Weapons, shields, life support, everything. The ship went dark. Soldiers' armor stopped working. But Hana was careful. She did not destroy anything. She simply turned it off like flipping a switch. The soldiers in the Morning Star stared in shock. "Go back to your ship," Hana said gently. "Tell your commander that we mean no harm. Tell her that Bomb and I only want peace. But if we are forced to fight, we will defend ourselves." The soldiers retreated. Through the view screen, Hana watched as emergency lights flickered on in the battle cruiser. She had left them just enough power to survive. The Morning Star pulled away. No one tried to stop them. In her command chair, Commander Mira watched them go. She had witnessed everything through the helmet cameras of her soldiers. She had seen the human woman glow with power, had seen her disable an entire battlecruiser without firing a single shot. Mira thought about the ancient stories her people told, about dragons and their chosen hearts, about beings who could have destroyed the galaxy but chose peace instead. "Do not pursue," she ordered her crew. "Let them go." "But Commander, that is an order." Mira sat back thinking. Something had changed in her today. She had seen true power, and it had chosen mercy. Maybe the old stories were right after all. For 6 weeks, the Morning Star jumped from system to system, always moving, never staying long. Hana spent hours each day studying the data she had copied from the crashed ship. The symbols made no sense at first, but slowly, through her bond with Baum, understanding came. The symbols were not just writing. They were a language that spoke directly to the mind. "I think I found something," Hana said one morning. Taeyang and Jiho gathered around her screen. "What is it?" Taeyang asked. "Coordinates." Hana traced her finger over a star map. "There is a place mentioned again and again in these files. Yongsong, Dragon Star. I think it is their homeworld." Jiho frowned. "That region of space is uncharted. No one goes there. Ships that enter never come back." "Because it is protected," Hana said. She looked at Baum, who had grown to the size of a small shuttle. The dragon's presence filled the cargo bay. "The dragons hid their home from the galaxy, but Baum can take us there. I am sure of it." Taeyang was silent for a long moment. "This is dangerous, Hana. We know nothing about this place." "I need to understand what Baum is," Hana said quietly. "What we are together. The answers are there. I can feel it," so they went to Yongsong. The journey took 3 days. As they approached the uncharted region, space itself seemed to change. Stars appeared different colors. Nebulas formed patterns that hurt to look at. Twice their instruments simply stopped working. "This is wrong," Jiho muttered, checking the systems over and over. "Physics does not work like this here." But Hana felt no fear. Through Baum, she sensed a welcoming presence. They were going home. A planet appeared on their screens. It was beautiful, with blue oceans and green continents, but surrounding it was a barrier of energy that looked like frozen lightning. "How do we get through?" Taeyang asked. Hana stood. "Baum and I will go, alone." "Absolutely not," Taeyang said. "I am not letting you, brother." Hana took his hand. "Trust me, please." She took one of the small shuttle pods. Baum flew beside her, wings beating in the vacuum of space. As they approached the barrier, Hana felt it scan her. Not her body, but her heart. Her soul. The barrier opened. They landed on Yongsong's surface near a massive structure built into a mountain. It was ancient, older than any civilization Hana knew. The entrance was carved with the same symbols from the crashed ship. Hana stepped forward. The doors opened without her touching them. Inside, everything glowed with soft light. The walls were covered in carvings showing dragons and other beings working together. Building cities, exploring stars, creating beautiful things. "Welcome, heart," a voice spoke, but not from any speaker. It came from everywhere and nowhere. "Welcome home." A figure appeared before them. It was not solid, just light-shaped like a person. A woman with kind eyes. "Who are you?" Hana asked. "I am Suman, or rather, I am a recording of Suman. I was the last heart before you. I lived 10,000 years ago." Hana felt her breath catch. What happened to the dragons? Why did they disappear? The figure of Suman looked sad. "Fear. The empires of the galaxy grew afraid of us. Dragons and their hearts maintained peace, stopped wars, protected the weak. But some beings did not want peace. They wanted power. They hunted us one by one until only a few remained." She gestured and images appeared in the air. Dragons being chained, hearts being killed. Great battles that tore worlds apart. "The last of us knew we could not win," Suman continued. "So we hid. We put our eggs in stasis and scattered them across the galaxy. We hoped that one day when the galaxy had grown wiser, new hearts would be born. Hearts like you, Hana." "But I am nobody special," Hana said. "I am just a scientist. I lost my family. I make mistakes. I am not a hero." "That is exactly why you were chosen." Suman smiled. "You know loss, so you value life. You know pain, so you choose mercy. You are not a warrior seeking glory. You are a mother seeking to protect. That is what the galaxy needs. Bomb moved closer to Hana, nuzzling against her side. Through their bond, Hana felt the dragon's love and trust. What do you want me to do? Hana asked. That choice is yours, Suman said. I can show you how to use your power, how to wake other dragons that still sleep, how to become what you were meant to be. But I cannot tell you what you should do. Every heart must choose their own path. Suman led them deeper into the structure. They entered a vast chamber filled with light. In the center stood a crystal formation that pulsed with energy. This is the heart of Yongsheng, Suman explained. All dragon knowledge is stored here, all their history. If you touch it, you will know everything. But be warned, this knowledge will change you forever. You will carry the weight of 10,000 years. Not everyone can bear it. Hana looked at Bomb. What do you think? The dragon's response came through their bond, wordless but clear. Whatever you choose, we face together. Hana stepped forward and placed her hand on the crystal. The universe exploded into her mind. She saw the first dragons taking flight among the stars, saw them meet the first hearts, beings from 100 different species, saw an age of peace where no one starved, no one suffered because dragons and hearts made sure every voice was heard. But she also saw the darkness, the empires that grew jealous, the wars that started, the systematic hunting of every dragon and heart, the betrayals, the collars designed to enslave them, the fear that consumed the galaxy, and she saw the last dragons dying one by one, hiding their eggs with hope that bordered on desperation, hope that someone someday would build a better world. Tears streamed down Hana's face. The weight of it all was crushing. So much loss, so much pain, but she also felt something else, hope, real hope, because she was not alone. Bomb was with her, and somewhere in the galaxy other eggs waited, other hearts would be born. She pulled her hand away, gasping. Are you okay? Taeyang's voice crackled over her comm device. Your vital signs went crazy for a minute. I am fine, Hana said softly. I am better than fine. I understand now. She looked at Suman's glowing figure. There are 12 other eggs. I saw where they are hidden. Yes, Suman confirmed. Will you wake them? Hana thought about the fleet that had chased them, the soldiers who had tried to capture Bomb, the empires that wanted to control or destroy them. Not yet, she said. First, I need to show the galaxy that we are not something to fear, that we choose peace. When they understand that, when they are ready, then I will wake the others. A wise choice, Suman said. You truly are a heart, Hana Park. You think not of power, but of responsibility. Hana spent 3 days on Yongseong, learning from Suman's recordings. She learned to channel power without losing herself to it. She learned the history of every heart who had come before. She learned techniques for healing, for protecting, for understanding the hearts of others. Bomb learned too. The dragon grew in knowledge even as Bomb's body continued growing. By the time they prepared to leave, Bomb was magnificent. Scales that shimmered with inner light, wings that could blot out the sun, eyes full of ancient wisdom wrapped in youthful curiosity. What will you do now? Suman asked as they stood at the entrance. I will find a place, Hana said. A safe place where refugees can come, where people who are tired of war can rest. I will show the galaxy what dragons and hearts truly are. Not weapons, not monsters, just beings who want to help. The empires will not make it easy. I know. Hana looked at Bomb, then back at Suman. But I am not alone, and I am not afraid anymore. She returned to the morning star. Taeyang took one look at her and whistled. You look different, older, wiser. I feel older, Hana admitted. I carry a lot now. Can we go somewhere safe? Taeyang asked. Please, just for a little while? Hana smiled. I know just the place. There is an uninhabited world 3 systems from here. Beautiful, peaceful. We can rest there and plan our next move. As the morning star jumped to hyperspace, Hana stood at the view screen with her brother. Behind them, Bomb rested in the cargo bay, content. Do you really think you can change the galaxy? Taeyang asked quietly. No, Hana said. I cannot change the galaxy, but I can show them another way is possible. I can offer hope to those who have none. I can protect those who cannot protect themselves. The galaxy will have to decide if it wants to change. Taeyang smiled. My little sister trying to save the universe. Our parents would be proud. I am just trying to be a good mother, Hana said, thinking of Bomb. Everything else follows from that. 6 months passed on the world Hana named Seisang. They built a small settlement in a valley between mountains. Word spread quietly through underground channels. Refugees began to arrive. First a dozen, then 100, then 1,000. People fleeing war, slavery, persecution. Hana turned no one away. Bomb was now fully grown, massive and beautiful. The dragon spent days flying over Seisang, keeping watch. At night, Bomb slept near Hana's small home, a protective presence that made everyone feel safe. But peace could not last forever. "We have a problem," Jiho said one morning, running into Hana's office. "A big one." The Galactic Council passed a resolution. They are sending a fleet, 5,000 ships. They want you to surrender Bomb and submit to their authority. Hana felt her heart sink. When will they arrive? 3 days. She found Taeyang in the community center helping organize food distribution. "We need to evacuate," she said. "Get everyone off Seisang." But Taeyang shook his head. "There is nowhere to go, Hana. These people came here because they had nowhere else. If we run, they will just hunt us down again." He was right. Hana could feel it through her bond with Bomb. The dragon sensed it too. The time for running was over. "Then we stand," Hana said quietly. Word spread through the settlement. Hana gathered everyone in the central square that evening. Thousands of faces looked at her. Humans, veterans, crystalline beings, dozens of species, all waiting for her to speak. "A fleet is coming," Hana said. Her voice carried across the crowd, strong and clear. "They want to take Bomb. They want to control us. They say they represent order and law. But I ask you, what law protects the weak? What order allows the strong to prey on the vulnerable?" The crowd murmured. They had all suffered under the Galactic Council's rule. "I will not fight them," Hana continued. "I will not start a war. But I will not surrender either. In 3 days I will speak to them. I will show them another way. I ask only that you trust me." An old veteran woman stepped forward. "We trust you, Mother. You gave us a home when no one else would." Others echoed her words. "Mother." They all called her Mother now. Hana felt the weight of their hope on her shoulders. That night, Hana could not sleep. She sat outside her home looking at the stars. Bomb lay beside her, massive head resting on the ground. "I'm afraid," Hana admitted quietly. The dragon's golden eye opened. "Fear is not weakness. What if I fail? What if I cannot protect them? You will not fail. We are together. That is enough." Hana stroked Bomb's scaled face. "When did you become so wise?" "I have a good mother." On the 3rd day, the fleet arrived. 5,000 warships surrounded Seisang. They blotted out the sun. It was the largest military force ever assembled in one place. Hana stood on a hill overlooking the settlement. Bomb stood beside her, wings spread wide. They made no aggressive moves. They simply waited. A transmission came through. "This is Admiral Kang of the Galactic Council Fleet. Hana Park, you are ordered to surrender the dragon and yourself immediately. You have 1 hour to comply." Hana activated her own transmitter. She broadcast on every channel, ensuring that not just the fleet but the entire galaxy could hear. "Admiral Kang, I am Hana Park. I will not surrender. But I will not fight you either. I ask only that you listen, please." There was a long silence. Then, "You have 30 minutes. Speak." Hana closed her eyes and opened herself to the bond with Bomb completely. The dragon's power flowed through her. But more than that, their connection amplified outward, touching every mind in the fleet. Not controlling them, just allowing them to feel what she felt, she began to speak. "I was nobody special," Hana said. "A scientist on a small colony. I lost my husband and daughter to pirates while the council did nothing. I was angry, broken. Then I found Bomb. This beautiful creature chose me. Not because I am strong, not because I am wise, but because I knew loss and chose compassion anyway." Through the bond, the fleet felt her pain, her grief, her love. The dragons were not monsters, Hana continued. They were peacekeepers. They in their hearts protected the weak, stopped wars before they started, gave voice to those who had none. But the empires grew afraid, not of dragon power but of dragon justice, because justice meant the powerful could not prey on the weak anymore. Images flowed from her mind into theirs, the ancient history she had learned. The age of peace, the systematic slaughter of dragons and hearts. "So they killed them all," Hana said, tears streaming down her face. "They hunted down every dragon, every heart. They told themselves it was necessary, that it was for the greater good. But look at your galaxy now. Endless wars, slavery, suffering. Is this the greater good you bought with dragon blood? Silence 5,000 ships, millions of soldiers, all feeling Hana's sincerity through the connection bomb created. I do not want to rule you, Hana said. I do not want power. I want what the old hearts wanted. A galaxy where no one has to run, where no one has to hide, where a mother does not have to bury her child because someone stronger decided their life did not matter. She gestured to the settlement behind her. These people came to me because they had nowhere else to go. I gave them safety, not through force, not through control, through compassion. That is all I offer. That is all I have ever offered. Admiral Kang's voice came through and it was shaking. You disabled a veteran battlecruiser. You could destroy this fleet. Why do you not? Because destroying is easy, Hana said. Any fool with a weapon can destroy. Building something better, protecting instead of dominating, that is hard, but it is the only thing worth doing. On the bridge of his flagship, Admiral Kang felt something break inside him. He had fought in wars, seen terrible things, justified them all as necessary. But this woman, this human with her dragon, offered something he had forgotten existed: hope. But before he could respond, another transmission cut through. It was Minister Deho, the human representative on the Galactic Council. Admiral, ignore her pretty words, Deho said. She is trying to manipulate you. Fire on the settlement. Show her we will not be swayed by emotion. Hana felt rage building in Bomb. The dragon wanted to strike Deho down for threatening their family, but Hana held firm. No, she said quietly. Even him, even the ones who betray us, we do not kill. That is not who we are. Why? Bomb's voice in her mind was anguished. He would see us all dead. Because if we kill those who oppose us, we become what they fear, Hana said. We become monsters. I will not do that to you, my child. I will not make you into a weapon. Through their bond, the fleet felt this exchange. They heard Hana hold back a fully grown dragon through love alone. Admiral Kang made his decision. All ships, stand down, he ordered. Power down weapons. Admiral? Deho's voice was furious. I order you to— With respect, Minister, you are not here. I am. Kang opened a direct channel to Hana. I would speak with you, face to face. Will you allow me to land? Come in peace, Hana said. You will be safe. You have my word. 2 hours later, Admiral Kang stood before Hana in the settlement. He was an old man scarred from 100 battles. Behind him, his honor guard stood ready. Around them, refugees watched nervously. Kang looked at Hana, then at Bomb, who towered over them all. Then back at Hana. I have killed, he said quietly, many times. I told myself it was duty, that I was protecting civilization. But standing here, feeling what you showed us, I wonder who I really served. You served as best you knew how, Hana said gently. We all do, but now you know another way is possible. Kang was silent for a long moment. Then slowly he knelt. I cannot speak for the council, but I will not be part of hunting you down. You have my word. His honor guard looked shocked, but one by one they knelt too. Hana felt tears on her face. Thank you. Kang stood. What will you do now? Hana looked at Bomb, then at the refugees who had become her family. I will wake the other dragons. I will find hearts worthy of their bond, and together we will show the galaxy what it can be. The council will not accept this. I know, Hana said, but I am not asking for their permission anymore. I'm offering a choice. Join us in building something better, or stand aside. And if they refuse, if they attack, Hana's expression grew sad. Then I will protect my family. But I will not conquer. I will not dominate. I will simply endure and hope that eventually they will see. Kang nodded slowly. You are either the bravest woman I have ever met or the most foolish. Perhaps both, Hana admitted with a small smile. Kang returned to his fleet. Within the hour, 3,000 ships broke away from the formation and left. 2,000 remained, but they held position, weapons cold. The galaxy watched, and slowly things began to change. News of what happened at Sisang spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Some called Hana a hero, others called her a threat. But everyone knew her name now. In the weeks that followed, Hana made a decision. She would wake the other dragons. But she would do it carefully, choosing hearts who understood what it meant to serve rather than rule. The first egg she retrieved was hidden on a dead moon in Vethran space. She brought it back to Saesang and placed it in the central square. Thousands gathered to watch. "I am looking for someone," Hana announced. "Someone who knows suffering. Someone who chose mercy despite having every reason for revenge. Someone who wants to protect, not conquer." The crowd murmured. Then someone pushed forward. It was Commander Mira, the Vethran officer who had first hunted them. She had resigned her commission and come to Saesang seeking redemption. "I hunted you," Mira said. "I tried to enslave Bomb. I have done terrible things in service of my empire. But you showed me mercy. You changed me. If you will allow it, I would like to serve a better cause." Hana studied her. Through Bomb, she could sense Mira's sincerity, the woman's genuine regret and desire to be better. "Touch the egg," Hana said. "If it accepts you, the choice is made." Mira approached the egg with trembling hands. The moment her fingers made contact, the egg began to crack. Light poured out. When it faded, a dragon hatchling sat where the egg had been. Its scales were deep red like rubies. The dragon looked at Mira and chirped, "Mother." Mira fell to her knees, crying. "I do not deserve this." "None of us deserve it," Hana said gently. "But we are chosen anyway. Now comes the hard part, living up to that choice." Over the next 6 months, Hana woke 11 more dragons. Each time she found a heart worthy of the bond. There was Junho, a human medic who had spent 20 years treating refugees in war zones. His dragon had silver scales that shimmered like moonlight. There was Kira, a crystalline being who had been a slave for half her life but still believed in forgiveness. Her dragon glowed with inner fire. There was Daeun, a young engineer who had lost both legs in a mining accident but never lost his gentle spirit. His dragon was blue as deep ocean. Each heart and dragon pair was different. But they all shared one thing. They chose to protect rather than dominate. The 12 hearts and their dragons formed a council, not to rule but to coordinate. They called themselves simply the Accord of Hearts. Their mission was clear. Protect the weak. Stop wars before they started. Give voice to the voiceless. But the galaxy did not make it easy. The Vethran hierarchy declared the Accord enemies of the state. They sent fleets to hunt down Mira, calling her a traitor. But her dragon, Hongran, was strong and fast. They escaped every trap. The crystalline communion tried to assassinate Kira, viewing her as corrupted. But the hearts warned her through their bond, a connection all 12 shared through their dragons. She survived. Criminal syndicates tried to capture young dragons to sell to the highest bidder. They learned quickly that attacking one heart meant facing all 12. The dragon riders were not warriors by nature, but they would defend their family with devastating power when necessary. Slowly, grudgingly, the empires began to realize they could not win. Every attack failed. Every trap was avoided. The hearts and their dragons were simply too strong, too connected, too dedicated. But more than that, people began to support them. Refugees flocked to the worlds where hearts established sanctuaries. Soldiers began deserting rather than fight against beings who only defended, never conquered. Entire colonies declared independence and asked for heart protection. The galaxy was changing, not through force, through example. 10 months after she woke the last dragon, Hana received a message. The Galactic Council wanted to negotiate. "It is a trap," Taeyang warned. "They will try to kill you." "Maybe," Hana admitted. "But we have to try. I will not build peace by hiding forever." She went to the council chambers on the neutral station of Gateway 7. All 12 hearts accompanied her, their dragons waiting on ships nearby. The chamber was massive, designed to hold representatives from 1,000 worlds. Hana stood in the center, alone, facing the assembled council. "You have disrupted the galactic order," Minister Deho said. The human representative looked furious. "You have encouraged rebellion, undermined authority. You are a threat to civilization itself." "I am a threat to your power," Hana corrected calmly. "That is not the same thing as civilization." "You think you are better than us?" Another council member demanded. "You think your compassion makes you superior?" "No," Hana said. "I think compassion is harder than cruelty. I think protecting is harder than destroying. I think listening is harder than commanding. But I also think those hard things are the only ones worth doing." "Pretty words," Deho sneered. "But words do not feed people. Words do not maintain order. Power does that. And you wield more power than any government in this chamber. What is to stop you from using it to conquer us all? It was the question everyone had been thinking. Hana could feel the fear in the room. They were all afraid of her, of what she and the other hearts could do if they chose. Nothing stops me, Hana said quietly, except my choice. And I choose not to. I choose to serve instead of rule, to protect instead of conquer. You will have to decide if you believe that. And if we do not? Deho asked. If we decide you are too dangerous to exist? Hana met his eyes. Then you will try to kill me. You will fail. More people will die, and the cycle will continue. Or you can try something new. You can accept that there is another way. What way? An elder crystalline being asked. What exactly do you want from us? Representation, Hana said. The Accord of Hearts wants seats on this council. We want a voice in galactic affairs, not to rule but to speak for those who have no voice. The refugees, the slaves, the colonies that are exploited. Give us that, and we will help you build a better galaxy. The council erupted in argument. For 3 hours they debated. Hana stood quietly in the center, waiting. Finally, Admiral Kang spoke. He had joined the council as a special representative. I have fought against them. I have seen their power. I also saw them choose mercy when they could have chosen destruction. I vote to accept their offer. Others joined him. Not many at first, but enough. When the vote was counted, the Accord of Hearts had won representation by a narrow margin. Hana would have a seat on the Galactic Council. So would 2 other hearts elected by their companions. It was not a perfect solution. Many council members still hated and feared them. But it was a start. As Hana left the chamber, Minister Deho stopped her. You think you have won, he hissed. But you have just painted a target on your back. They will never accept you. They do not have to accept me, Hana said tiredly. They just have to accept that I am not going away. Change takes time, Minister. I am patient, she returned to Saesung. Bomb was waiting, massive and magnificent in the evening light. The dragon lowered its head so Hana could touch their brow together. We did it. We took the first step, Hana corrected. There will be many more. This will not be easy. Nothing worth doing is easy. You taught me that. Hana smiled and stroked Bomb's scales. Around them, the settlement had grown into a small city. Thousands of refugees had made lives here. Children played in the streets, not caring what species they or their friends were. Taeyang approached with Jiho. Her brother looked older, more tired, but also more content than Hana had ever seen him. What now? Taeyang asked. Now we build, Hana said. We establish more sanctuaries. We train new hearts as they are chosen. We show the galaxy that peace is possible, one day at a time, one choice at a time. You make it sound simple, Jiho said. It is simple, Hana replied. Not easy, but simple. Choose compassion over cruelty. Choose protection over domination. Choose to listen instead of command. Simple choices, made over and over until they become habit. That night, Hana stood on the hill overlooking Saesung. Bomb lay beside her. In the sky above, 11 other dragons flew in formation with their hearts, patrolling, protecting. Do you think we will succeed? Hana asked Bomb quietly. The dragon was silent for a moment. Then, I think we already have. Look at what we built. Look at the people who no longer live in fear. That is success. But the galaxy is so big. So many still suffer. So we continue, one person at a time, one sanctuary at a time. You cannot save everyone, Mother. But you can save those in front of you. And by doing that, you show others how to save those in front of them. Hana leaned against Bomb's warm scales. When did you become so wise? I learned from the best. They sat in comfortable silence watching the stars. Down in the city, someone started singing. Others joined in. The song spread, a melody of hope in a dozen languages. Hana thought about the crashed ship where this all started. The dying dragon who had left one egg behind. That dragon had trusted that someone worthy would find it. Someone who would choose compassion over power. I hope I made you proud, Hana whispered to the memory of that dragon. Through her bond with Bomb, she felt something. Not words, but a feeling. Ancient and warm. The gratitude of all the dragons who had come before. You did, the feeling seemed to say. You did. 100 years later, historians would write about this moment. They would call it the end of the Age of Empires and the beginning of the Age of Hearts. They would write about the woman who could have conquered the galaxy but chose to serve it instead. They would write about 13 dragons and 13 hearts who changed everything. But Hana never thought of herself as special. She was just a mother who protected her child, a scientist who chose compassion, a woman who believed the galaxy could be better. And that belief, shared by those who came after her, changed everything. The galaxy knelt, not to power, not to force, but to the simple, radical idea that the strong should protect the weak, that those with power should serve those without it. It was not perfect. There were still wars, still suffering, still people who chose cruelty. But there was also hope, real hope, the kind that grows when people see that another way is possible. And it all started with one woman and one dragon, choosing each other in a crashed ship on a forgotten colony, choosing love instead of fear, choosing to be better. That was enough.